Good people, and welcome on another episode. Thank you all so much for joining. And if you're here for the very first time, I see you. Welcome on the channel, and please don't make this your last time. I came across a video of a black lady raising a very important point, and I see a lot of people share their own take as well in the comment section of that video, which is more eye opening and even telling her it's okay to not want to be in a community with these people. She had made a video talking about how it is difficult to still be in a community with white people, especially with every single thing going on. On her video, she wrote and said the expectation that we must still hold community with racists or racism apologists. And a lot of people are coming in with what they think about her video. She's talking about how difficult it is. Like, do we actually still have to hold a community with these people with every single thing going on, especially, election time and the way everything has just been turning around this period? Asking, do we still have to hold or be in a community with these people who have shown us truly who they are? Stick around because I really want to hear what you guys think about this one. Make sure you share what you think in the comment section. Make sure you do that. So without wasting much time, let's get right into it.
I don't have the vocabulary right now to fully articulate this and say this the way that I want to, but it's getting very difficult right now with everything that's going on in the States to be in community with white people. And I say this as someone who, like, from the time I was born, has been facing violent levels of racism, my entire life across communities as well. We don't even talk about, we don't even need to bring up how there's zero POC solidarity, and that was shown during this election. So I'm gonna sit this one out. Sorry, I'm like vacationing in Mexico right now, but I cannot stop paying attention to what's going on. And I just have to say, at some point, at what point exactly, are we allowed to say, are we allowed to create some level of distance between interacting and being in community with these people? I actually think it's deranged that at no point in time during everything that's happened, whether it was the Civil Rights Act or continuously voting for Trump or like the generations of racial trauma that has happened, we are expected to have and hold community with white people. Even being here in like Mexico, I'm like traveling a lot with a ton of travelers, and like the way people interact with me, I don't wake up in the morning and think to myself, I'm a black woman. I'm constantly reminded of this by the way that people interact with me. My last job position that I just quit and like moved, which gave me like an amazing opportunity because now I'm moving to New York in like a great role. My immigration, my citizenship was questioned. I was told to go back to my country several different times, like by white people. And I'm always expected to hold this mentality of being open to any and everyone. But like the world doesn't even give us that level of grace. I've been watching like The Real Housewives for some weird reason. Listen, it's just been like my shitty trash reality TV vice. And like even seeing the way that black characters on that show are constantly treated, or like the way that colorism affects different members of that franchise. Like, I don't have the words to properly articulate this right now. I'm just word vomiting. But like, at what point do I say, like, actually, I do not want to know you. I do not want to be friends with you. Because if I said it once, I said it 100 times. If it's not them as a white person, it's someone in their circle, it's a friend that they know, it's their boyfriend, it's their mom. And at the end of the day, that is their tribe. So they will let you face passive aggressive, racist ass abuse. I have like out-accomplished so many of these people's like white parents, children, and they still have the nerve to question my accomplishments, my credibility, my walk in life simply because of the color of my skin when their child is still living in their home degreeless and jobless, all because of the color of my skin. Like, at what point do I say, I no longer want to talk to you? I no longer want to be in community with you. I don't know. I think what's more damaging, or like what's worse, is actually the level of gaslighting, because they will throw all these dog whistles at you and then sit there and be like, well, God, I was just asking a question, or no, you're not actually facing racism. They're like, I want us to acknowledge the covert narcissism that goes into every single day racism, and it happens in blue states. Like, there's no safety for you. You cannot run away from it. Like, I think one of the most damning things about turning 24 in October last year was that no matter where I go or what I do, I cannot run away from being black. And it is not a demonizing thing. It's not a demonizing quality. It just gives people some level of like superiority to bring you down, and they find solace and community in doing it. And I remember like I was in a blue state. Like I moved to Seattle, Washington for a little bit. PNW like racism is so weird because it's very covert, and they think just living in a blue state like absolves them of any type of racial accountability. But the first time in years that I've been called an N-word with a hard R was there. I'm actually like simply exhausted, and I continuously ask myself like, how much more am I supposed to tolerate before I get to a point where I say, actually, 3 years ago, someone walked into a grocery store and live streamed themselves shooting only the black people and released a manifesto about it. Someone walked into a black church and shot them up and released a manifesto about it. There's sundown towns that still exist. There's violent levels of racism that if you look up the pyramid of harm or the hierarchy of harm always starts off at little black kids being targeted in school by racist ass discrimination and jokes that even the teachers facilitate and allow to happen. Like at what point? I think being black is just like the lack of protection at every cornerstone of your life. Like that is what you're facing. And at some point, like I think at this point, I'm doing my absolute fucking best. Not even anymore. I'm like about ready to give up, but I'm doing my absolute best to not get to a point where I throw my hands up in the air and say, I do not want to be in community with you. Yeah. Last thing. I've been seeing people like who've been part of the election, like even on LinkedIn, on posts, like they're like, guys, you know, you need to accept ideologies from across the political spectrum. I want those people to choke on a dick. That I'm not even gonna like go further than that.
What do you guys think about what this lady is talking about in a video? You can see that she has just like reached a level of frustration. Like she has been asking herself internally, like, "Oh, when does this stop?" Even down to the experience at her workplace that she shared, you can tell that this lady has been asking herself, at what point does this stop? What point will I stop going through this just because of the color of my skin? Like, and I see a lot of comments in the comment section of that video saying, of people saying you are allowed to actually distance yourself, but is that even possible? Like, do they even make a safe space for those people to distance themselves? Like, it's literally insane. Like, what do you think? I really want to hear what you guys think about that video. What do you think about it? Like, just having to be questioned and waking up every morning to things reminding you that you're black. Like, what do you guys think about that? All white, instead of getting the hint of what is going on, they start to play victim. I stopped wasting my time with white a long time ago. This person said, for me, it was during 2020. Someone said, it is not our job to educate and expel our energy. I remember telling white friends that I do not have this energy. Another person said, you absolutely have every right to opt out of being in community with them, and you don't owe any of them any explanation for it. But is there a system that is making it easy to opt out of a community with them? I think if there happens to be a system, there are so many people who are going to take that route. Like, is there something that is making it easy for them? Especially if all your life has been there, like has been around them. Like, how do you move past that? How do you move to another place that you do not have to deal with them? How do you stay out of community with those people, especially when you wake up and every single thing they do around you triggers you? How do you move past that? I really want to know. This one said, I stopped allowing whites in my life years ago. Don't open your life up to them just to appease them, sis. Go where you're loved, respected, and seen as a full human being. This is where I'm at. Literally moved from a majority white city to a majority black one. I will not be making any new white friends. I have few left who are on teen highs. It is because we have no separate framework. Exactly what I'm saying. There's no system like specifically dedicated to just like this community is just for black people alone. In which to survive in this country, we have to at least have basic necessities. We have to battle with them. That's the list. What do you think about our video? Because our video is actually, I feel like she's not the only one feeling that way. Even from the comment section of people sharing their experience, how they are being questioned at work, the experiences they've had with these people. I'm sure she's not the only one with that thought. I'm sure she's not the only one with that feeling. Like, it is a real thing being black, especially if you live in a place where you're being constantly reminded of the color of your skin, it can actually be draining. Let me hear what you guys think about our video and what she shared. I am going to be in the comment section reading and learning as well. So make sure you drop your comments in the comment section and make sure you drop your experience. And have you ever reached that point where you're like, do I really have to be in community with these people? Let me hear when and what happened, the situation that led to that. Let me hear all of that in the comment section. I will see you in the next one.